First and foremost, we are cannabis consumers, we are cannabis connoisseurs, we are cannabis cultivators, we are cannabis curators. We're not here to bring you solely the highest cannabinoid profiles. We know test results don't always tell the full story of a flower's terpene expression, which is why we hunt. Not just for the quote craft grown, but for the true top shelf. For that experience that makes your senses tingle when you pop a pack open. For that inhalation that coats your taste buds from puff to puff. We're not looking for right now. We're looking for the future. So put on your shoes and follow your nose. Welcome to the flavor chase. 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 I'm your host, Loner Mob, and thanks for joining me once again. If this is your first episode, the Flavor Chase is an unbiased public cannabis consultation series for the emerging type 1, 2, 3, and 4 cannabis markets. If you're unaware what those are, check the description in the video, and then when you'll know that I'm looking for the top shelf in every category. I want the top shelf cannabis flower, extracts, and edibles, and I want to see what's going on in this type 2 through 4 market that's happening on the internet and the type 1 cannabis market in California. If you like content like that, please do like, subscribe, click the notification bell, stay in touch, right? Leave a comment if you like this video. Surely would appreciate it. If you really want to help me out, it's a merch link in the description. I can't make money off YouTube, so if you see anything that I have for sale that you may like, truly do appreciate your support. Shouts out to anyone who's ever rocked with me. Now that I got that out the way, this is a flavor chase, and I'm gonna try to make these videos a little bit faster, so we're gonna go on a sprint. What's here in this jar right here? Well, there's some type 3 CBD dominant cannabis flower from Stoney Branch Farms. It is bred by Big Dog Exotic Genetics, and this is Blueberry Waffles. So let's see what this one is talking about. Stoney Branch has been featured on this channel before. I did review their Godfather OG, which I did really like, and I highly recommend that. In fact, if you want to check it out, I do have a promo code right now with them. Enter code TFC10 at checkout and save yourself a few bucks, get you some good flour, help support the show, all right? This here is Blueberry Waffles. It is another phenotype of that Godfather OG, also bred by Big Dog Exotic Genetics. And let's see what this one smells like when you pop it open. Let's get straight to it. Don't necessarily get the waffle note on there, but that blueberry note is there. It is like a distinct berry note, not like a mixed berry note, how some strains are, but this is a distinct berry note to it. And it's kind of doughy. Right, kind of doughy, right? Berries and dough with like some cheese on it, right? Does smell pretty good, but it looks even better than it smells. Oh my God, this is Stoney Branch here is providing environmentally sealed greenhouse flower, and this is an excellent example of their cultivation right here. If this is a straight greenhouse and this is not indoor, this is some of the best greenhouse I've seen, period, right? This is some beautiful greenhouse. Dense nugs, very dense, very frosty, heavily frosted up, and nice cure on them, sticky to the touch. They leave a good smell on your hands, and if you crack it open, you hear that sound, the cure is perfect. And on the inside is where all that real berryness is in there. It's a very fruity experience, right? The Godfather OG pheno is very funky. This one's very fruity and distinct fruity too. It's a really nice nose on this one here. Let's go ahead, bust it down, grind it up, get it in the air. And while I grind this up and get ready to get my roll on, why don't you go ahead and check out these high resolution photos of the flower. You can see what I'm about to smoke, and then we'll get straight to it. All right, once you break this flower down, that dough scent really does come out even harder, right? It's berries and dough, berry and dough. It's Really, really nice scent. Not super sweet like the waffle would suggest, but there is something very much there. Okay, we got the joint rolled up, and we'll be rolling it up with a Doobie Ninja rolling paper. I'll keep it short and sweet. You want to help reforestation efforts happening in California with aspirations to go global? Check out Doobie Ninja rolling papers. Each pack you purchase helps to support reforestation efforts, and hey, I'm with that. If you with that, let's do it. Now, back to this flower. Once the joint is rolled up, the dry hit tastes like berries and dough. Not as bold as the Godfather OG, but also going in a very different direction from Godfather OG. The original Godfather pheno goes funky. This one here goes towards a more fruit-forward profile. But let's see what happens when we put this in the air and see if these effects hit us in any sort of way. Let's do it. The first thing I'll note is incredibly smooth on that first hit. Very, very smooth. There's also a very beautiful resin ring that starts to wrap around the joint very early, along with a pretty nice and light colored ash. Okay, I think I'm ready. I'm about this far to the joint at the tail end. I think I'm ready to give my final thoughts and find a shelf placement here for Blueberry Waffles by Stoney Branch Ag. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. For appearance, I'm going to go ahead and put the photos back on the screen now. Blueberry Waffles from Stoney Branch Ag is an absolutely beautiful flower that is unique, right? Unique to its sibling, the Godfather OG. Remember that these are two phenos of the same strain, and we'll show you how wildly different a phenotype can be, right? Godfather, heavily purple, super dense. This one here, dense, still kind of fluffy, but very nice, beautiful light green, right? Very nice, beautiful light green. A completely different color than that Godfather OG, and very much stands out, right? When you look at it, you see how frosty it is, and it looks like some top shelf the moment you look at it, right? The moment you look at it, you want to see what this one is talking about. And what is it talking about? Well, when you pop the jar, the nose is noticeably berry with some doughy elements to it. Not like a sweet waffle, in my opinion. Not necessarily a gassy experience, but doughy, kind of herbally, berries and cheese, right? Kind of like that, right? And when you grind it down, that doughiness comes out a little bit more. That berry flavor or that berry nose profile comes out a little bit more, right? That herbalness comes out a little bit more, right? And when you put it in the air, the doughiness and the herbal kind of flavor is the lead. And when you exhale, you get this kind of berry, not a artificial terpene, not an artificial terp berry, right? But you get an interesting kind of berry nose exhale, right? A lead, herbal, smooth, herbal, and kind of doughy inhale, a kind of sweet berry exhale. It really does stand out, and I think it's pretty good, right? Its sibling, the Godfather OG, a much funkier flower, a much funkier nose exhale, right? So it is really dope to see that difference right there. As far as effects are concerned, the Godfather was a stronger flower, a stronger phenotype. This one here does have noticeable effects. It is lower, I believe, in THCA content, still underneath 1%, but maybe at that 0.8% THCA content, and I believe maybe under 2% CBC, whereas the Godfather OG is about 3.7% CBC, something like that. So this one here, slightly less in some of those cannabinoid contents, but has a noticeable effect that comes on with it, right? A less intense headband kind of wrap around the head, right? More of a hybrid type of feeling. You feel it up top, you feel it in the body. Nothing too crazy though, right? It's a type 3 flower, most definitely, but it does have some potent type 3 effects, right? Just not as strong as its sibling, right? But it is a noticeable effect that to me is enjoyable. If you're of lower tolerance, I would say probably go slow. Don't just go and bust a whole nug down and smoke the joint like I would, right? Because I have a higher tolerance. Take some pipe hits, take some bong hits, right? Vaporize some of it, you know what I mean? Do something like that and work your way up. Work your way up, and I think you'll have a good time, right? That being said, Well, is this flower gonna be top shelf, some good mid, some okay mid, or that boo-boo boof? Well, spoiler alert, it ain't boof, right? Alright, if the name of the game was all looks, it'd for sure be a top shelf flower. If the name of the game was just on that nose, some really good flower, right? And if the name of the game was just the taste, some really good flower. If the name of the game was the effects, well, in the type 3 world, yeah, this is some really good flower. It's not the Godfather OG, but it is something unique from it, right? It's something unique from it with a noticeable nose profile, noticeable flavor profile. It's absolutely beautiful, and it has noticeable effects. And with that being said, I'm gonna say that this flower for me was not the top shelf, but it is just underneath it. And Blueberry Waffles from Stoney Branch Ag, I highly recommend you check this one out here. I think it was well worth the purchase. I spend my money so that you either A, don't have to, or B, might want to. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm happy I spent my money on this one. I'm good with this one here. All right, well look, I gotta get up early for work, and I gotta go to bed before it's too late. And you know the rest, that it's always someone looking for a player to hate, but we too busy, we got flavors to chase. So put on your shoes and follow your nose. Welcome to the flavor chase. We in search for the fire, that tropical Kool-Aid mixed with burnt rubber ties that we throw up in the paper, we favor and roll it up. Look like Olympic torches, we hoping we showing up. Type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4. What I want, what it do, what I need, my dro. This be my show, going out to all the coasts. It's the flavor chase, player and loner mob, the host.